Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome, everyone, to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I am your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and we are here on KCAA Radio Network. We are covering over 5 million households here in the greater Los Angeles. Today, I have an amazing guest for you, and her name is Renee Dominguez. Renee is someone that is a founder and a CEO of the Empowerment Leadership. You heard that. It says leadership. She has no magic formula for being a successful female leader in male-dominant industries. So she made it a mission to create one. She has a first-hand experience with hitting the glass ceiling without any warning signs. She thought that she was going to be the exception to the rule, and this could not have been further from the truth. She went from being a teen mom statistic to earning her graduate degree from USC and earning six figures that she dreamt of making. She did not win the lottery nor marry anyone rich. She actually accomplished her major goals on her own and at the most imperfect times. Today, she works with women in leadership roles, focusing on techniques to up-level their own unique leadership style and strengthen their visibility so they too can be heard, seen, and respected in the workplace. The time is now to claim your seat at the table. So let's welcome Renee Dominguez.
Yay! Woo!
How are you, Renee?
I'm fantastic. I'm so excited to be here, and I want to bring the energy and the fire.
Yes. Well, you've always have this energetic, personality. Because the last time I saw you, we were at the University Club in San Diego.
Yes.
And I can hear you. Your voice is always, there. And where do you get this energy?
It's very conscious. Tony Robbins talks about it. We generate the energy that we want. And so I generate the energy I want to produce out into the world. Any room I walk into, I want people to turn and say, who is she? Because that's how I lead and create a global impact with impacting women around the world. But they need to know I'm here. And in order to do that, I need to draw attention to myself.
Wow. Now tell me, Renee, what is your background? What was your journey?
Yes, my journey is I was a high school statistic. I should not be where I'm at today. I was a high school dropout. I got pregnant when I was 17. I was living out of a car when I was 18 with a 3-month-old baby.
Wow.
And I should have been someone who is dependent on welfare, on government assistance. But I had this vision, Marie. I had this vision that was bigger than my current circumstances. I didn't know the how, but I just knew the why. The why was I meant for more. And I allowed myself to get uncomfortable, to put myself in places and positions where I'm like, I shouldn't be here, but I'm going to claim my space here. And that's what I did. And I grew in my career, but I always had this shadow. I'm a high school dropout. I'm a high school statistic. I have a young child. Will I be accepted if people knew the real me? So I always played under the radar. And it wasn't until I got let go from a job where I was like, I'm going to take back my power and I'm going to go back to night school. And I'm like, I don't want to just get a GED. I want to get a high school diploma. Because you had said in my bio, I didn't marry someone rich and I didn't win the lotto. But I thought I needed those two things if I ever wanted to go back to school. But under the worst circumstances and situations, I didn't have a job. I didn't have a backup plan. But I'm like, I'm going to invest in me. So I went back to night school.
Okay.
And then in there, I'm like, I'm going to get my diploma. I got my diploma. I'm like, ooh, well, let's see. I'm going to apply to a private school. I'm going to apply to one. And let's see if I get in there. I'm all about leadership. So I wanted a degree in leadership and business. And Marie, they accepted me. I was like, whoa.
Now, are you financially supporting yourself at this
I am
time?
financially supporting myself. And at the time, it was just great timing where the government was paying for adults to go back to school because we didn't have enough adults with a college education. So they paid for it. I didn't know that was happening. I was just like,
Okay.
I was prepared to pay for it. But then they stepped in and paid for it. So I said, okay.
That is
Let's
awesome.
do this. And then I was like, whoa, I made six figures. I now have a degree. I'm like, let's keep this show going. Let's see, let me go for another degree, for another private school that I will never get into. I applied to one, which is USC for international business. And by golly, I got in. I'm like, whoa.
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
they must not really know who I am, because why did they accept me? Because I was so used to playing under the radar.
Okay.
But no, they accepted me for me.
Well, there should be something else that they see in you.
Oh, yeah, good grades.
Okay. And good grades. And what else? So what else?
Well, I had not done an interview. I was just very persistent on calling them for 8 months. Did I get in? Did I get in?
That's it. You've been calling them for 8 months?
I was calling them for 8 months, which that's not something people do, but I was taking control of my destiny. Other people were waiting for the call. I was pursuing the call. So when others
Are they not annoyed or by you calling them? Or They don't get annoyed by that?
I never sensed that they got annoyed.
Okay.
But because maybe I was the only one who was calling. I'm sure they may have been annoyed if hundreds of them were
Yeah.
calling, but I think it was just me. So when others were waiting for the call and then they were waiting for the interview, I feel that they figured, well, she's been calling us for 8 months. We don't need to interview her. So the way I found out, Marie, I got accepted was financial aid called me and said, are you going to pay your deposit? I'm like, deposit for what? They're like, for your degree. I'm like, did I get accepted? Like, that's how I found out.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. And that's really something people need to understand, that, you make it happen.
Yeah.
You just don't sit and watch. No. You really make some actions. You call. It
Yes.
kind of reminds me of my dad when he was trying to help me get a job, my first job. And in the Philippines, it's very hard. It's like who you know, not what you know.
Right.
So what he did, he was standing outside of the company where he's always there every morning, trying to reach the owner of the company and talking to him about helping me get a job. So I mean, some of what you just shared kind of reminded me of what he did for me.
Yeah.
When I was in
well,
the
you got to
Philippines.
control your destiny. I
Yeah.
had spent my corporate career allowing others to dictate my level of success. I let others dictate what my worth was
Yeah.
because I thought that's how the rules are. And then I'm like, well, if I want to change the game, I need to change the rules. And so I'm all about women rewriting their rules to success.
So is that how you came up with the empowered leadership?
Yeah, it was. I was in a mastermind and I was like, what do I want to name my business? And in this collective, they helped me. I knew I wanted to empower women and I wanted women to lead themselves.
Okay.
And so that is how empowered leadership came to be.
And it's interesting you changed the leadership to lead her she.
Yeah. Because I
So-
want women to know this is for them.
Okay. So you want to focus on women.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I was in a male-dominated industry, and there was no other women supporting me. The trainings that were coming into our companies were predominantly tailored for men. And so those strategies, they did not work for me when I tried to apply them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so for women, we lead differently. We operate differently. We have feminine energy, but we're told to not let that show up. Don't tap into that. We got to be stern. We got to be stoic. We got to not have emotions and feelings. We got to just persevere. And that's just not how we are designed.
So the difference is the emotions and the
Well, the emotions is one, but another one is like we have empathy. We're about
Okay.
community. We're about connection. We're about like, tell me what happened versus why did you do this? We never want to
Oh.
start a question with a why because it's very defensive. But like, talk me through the process of what you went through and what could we learn from it?
Okay, so instead of being more task focused,
Or coming from a place of power where
Yeah.
men's very dominant. They'll take up space and like, why did you do this? How come this happened? And then they use their body language and their tonality and the volume of their voice to command authority.
so instead of being more soft
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
and-
accomplish
and-
something even more
and
impactful.
okay, and
Yeah.
more caring.
Well,
in a
yeah,
sense.
our role as leaders is to empower those who work with us. And we're not empowering them when we're yelling at them and we're making them feel bad and we're not allowing them to grow. Mistakes happen, and that's where we get to learn. That's where the best innovations come from.
Okay, but don't you think that the skills that you have that you're teaching women would be also good for men in order for them to change their approach?
Well, it'll be good for everybody, right?
Yeah.
But there's not enough thought leaders that are focused on how women lead. And I saw that for me. I'm like, there was no one saying, Renee, here are the words to advocate for yourself with authority and authenticity. Renee, here is how you can have these powerful conversations. Here's how you could say things differently. There was nobody like that out there at all. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to be that person.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. Well, I always, for me, I've always been proactive, so I can totally relate with, the way you think. But for a lot of women that I work with, there are things that I've noticed that they're a little bit more laid back, and they really take the time to make a move. They talk a lot about, it's like trying to get the information first before they make a decision. And that's kind of like what I notice with women. That's why I tend to work with a lot of men, because when they get all the information, they decide right away and there's no backing out. But with some women, I notice that there are times that they would still doubt. And then they won't make the move, or
well,
they
that
move forward.
doubt comes because
Yeah.
of past experiences where they were probably ridiculed for the decision that they made. So now they're like, I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm afraid to make a decision.
Maybe that's why I'm seeing all this kind of reaction from women, because when I talk about my programs, they ask a lot of questions, but they tend not to move forward. They feel they hesitate a lot. And so, and that's when I tend to work with men, because with the guys, I provide the facts and the content, and then they make a decision, yes or no, and that's it. And it's an easy answer. But with women, it takes a while for me to get them to decide.
Yeah, a lot of that comes from either I don't trust you and what you're saying, or I don't trust myself to do the work.
Yes. And I think that's something good for us to know. Okay, we're going to take a commercial break, and don't go away. We'll be right back here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show.
Unlock the power within you with Who Do You Think You Are? Delve into the art of personal branding and craft a legacy that leaves an indelible mark on the world. Learn from real-life experiences and actionable insights, empowering you to become a leader in your field. Get your copy now and embark on the journey to unleash your true potential. Now available on Amazon.
Looking to attract your target market without soliciting or doing the cold calling? Call Marie Waite and book your consultation. Branding gives you the power to create a unique and classy perception of your business for your target audience. A marketing plan without the right branding will always cost more, take longer, and tend to deliver subpar results compared to a well-branded business. Marie Waite is a branding strategist who formulates effective marketing and media programs to promote your business in building your name, brand, and legacy. Marie has over 10 years of experience and a proven record of creating strong brand content for business owners, entrepreneurs, and companies using her creative ideas, recommendations, and innovative programs. Book now at mariewaite.com or call her at 951-378-5316.
Welcome back here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and we are with Renee Dominguez, who is the founder and CEO of the Empowered Lead Hershey. Okay, so Renee, tell us more about the process of how you help women in regards to the Empowered Leadership.
Yes, great question. And thank you for asking. And I always come from a place of like, I'm not here to help you. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to mentor you because I want them to know that this is a partnership. I'm not here and you're there. I'm like, I'm going to help be your guide. I'm going to be that person that's going to give you the tools that are already inside of you, but you don't know. Okay. So the process I take them through is really about starting with self-mastery. How do you operate? How do you want to show up? What do you want to be known for? What are you good at? What matters to you? I'm really focusing right now, Marie, and this is what you're doing right now as well in your business, is creating a legacy. You're like, I want to build a brand, build a business that outlasts me.
Yes.
That I can walk away from and it will still keep going because I nurtured it and I grew it and I have people in place that can keep it going while I'm not there. And so guiding women, it's about like, I always start with, what do you care about? What are your values?
Okay.
Because that will help them with those questions when it comes to making decisions. If my value is excellence and then I want to invest into your program, will that elevate me to be at excellence? Yes or no?
Okay.
So
So really narrowing down the values that they have, making sure that they are very clear.
Yes. And what does it mean?
Yes.
So a lot of them will say freedom. What does that mean? Just, I could just do what I want. I'm like, so just binge watching Netflix, that's doing what you want? Is that what your goal is?
Yeah.
No, that's not my goal. So I really help them articulate the vision that they have because it's just an idea, a fantasy. I'm like, let's make it real. So helping them put words behind the vision. And that's my gift. I'm very intuitive. So I was just talking to someone at the university club. She's been a member there for 8 months. I talked to her for 11 minutes and she's all, you gave me more information and more energy and excitement and more of a connection than I got from anybody here the last 8 months. So I'm really good at helping articulate their vision and putting it into words and a strategy.
Okay.
So that's the next thing is strategy.
Now, what's the time frame for someone to really be able to discover that?
Well, it depends where they're at in their journey. My tagline is I create transformations in 20 minutes or less. So what is a transformation?
In 20 minutes or less?
Yes, and I do it around 12 minutes. I've timed it. I know, it's crazy, but I've timed it. And I just gotten really good at my gifts where I'm able to help women. And those transformations are in a moment. So that lady I was just talking about, I helped her articulate words on how to describe who she is, who she wants to serve, and how does she want to serve. In that 8 minutes, I gave her the words. The rest of the 4 minutes, I had her just practicing with me. Then I had her go work the room. She talked to 4 people, shared the new words. One of them became a client.
Wow. Now, what is the vision for your business?
Yes, great question.
Yes.
So my vision is to create a global movement. Women around the world, they need to know that there's somebody here who gets it, who's been in the trenches, who knows what it's like to not feel heard, seen, or respected, to feel like I have a vision that's bigger than my current circumstances, but I don't have anyone else who believes in me.
Okay.
And my business is a movement. It's a movement about creating community where women can come together and rise up together.
Okay.
That we have a safe space to share what's not working for us. I just had my mastermind call with my clients, and one of them's like, I wasn't going to show up because I didn't want to bring the energy down, but I'm feeling down. I'm like, this is why you show up. By the end of the call, she had a plan. She was signed up for her next thing that she wanted to do. She felt alive and energized, and she's like, that's why I'm part of this community.
Okay.
Because if I was doing this alone, I would have stayed in bed.
Wow. Okay, so how are you going to take it globally?
Oh, I already take it global.
Okay.
So it's about inserting myself where I want to be. So I get to travel around the world. I designed my business to fit the lifestyle I want. I wanted to travel around the world, and that's what I do. And in that, I'm like, who can I impact? Who needs me here?
Okay.
And I'm part of communities that have a global presence. So in that, I'm able to use my gifts in these communities and share with them. I'm about like, life is short. We don't have time to waste. Hence the 20 minutes of transformation. Tell me where you're at. And I pick up the words, and the words have energy. And in my mind processes it, and I'm like, bam, here you go. And they're like, they're crying, Marie. They're like, how did you know? I spent 6 years working with coaches. One conversation with me, you just like mapped out everything I've been trying to do, but no one's been able to figure out how to do it.
Wow, that is amazing.
That's
a great.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm so excited for you. Have you ever thought about having your own TV show?
I know, Marie, you brought that up. I'm like, I'm building up my new school community called Corporate Dropouts, which I'm so excited about. I'm working on starting a podcast.
Okay.
Part of that global movement is giving access to women, but meeting them where they're at.
Okay. All right. Well, I see you. I mean, definitely you're going to be traveling and speaking in a lot of
Yeah.
audiences, and I'm really excited for you. Is there anything else that you wanted to share our audience? I mean, feel free. This is the time.
Yes. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for listening. I have a new community called corporatedropouts.co. It's a school community and it's about empowering women so that you don't have to create success alone. This is about you rewriting the rules of success on your terms.
Wow. Okay. So, Renee, I am really excited about who you are and what you do for women. I mean, is there any way that you can see any other opportunities for us to work together? Because I want you to be a part of what I do, and I want to be a part of what you do. I mean, is that something that you can see?
Always. It's about, and I love that you brought that up because that's something that women need to be very
Yes.
mindful of. Success isn't meant to be created alone. Look for other people that have the same synergy as you, and how do we co-collaborate together?
Yes.
So we'll
But
talk more about that.
I remember our first conversation. We were just on the phone, and right away, it's like, oh, I wanna, meet with you and talk to you.
Yeah.
So, and now that I'm more aware of what you do and how good you are, I mean, you're very intuitive.
Yes.
And it looks like you have a special gift that you can really define things right away for people.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, what other programs do you have available that we can see opportunity that I can work with you or anything?
Well, it's all about speaking. It's about collaboration. Marie, you got so much going on. I just got to look at your library and list of things you have going, and I just pick something.
Well, you saw my book, right?
Yes.
You mentioned brand and legacy. I mean, I'm all about branding. And it's funny that in my show, I always like to talk about opportunities of collaborating because people need to learn from it too. When you're in front of someone, I want to make sure that they open up the opportunity of working together.
Yes.
And I'm open to that, because, if you don't talk about it and if you don't even ask about it, then how would you be able to open up those doors, right?
Right. And
So-
then it goes back to personal branding. What do I want to be about?
Yes.
And for you, you're about so many different things. And then you're like, I can just pull out a card based on who I'm talking to.
Yes.
I'm about this and I'm about that. And it's all your truth. And I think that's really powerful for society. I speak to women to give themselves permission that you are multidimensional. You're not one dimensional. You're a diamond, and diamonds have many facets to them.
Oh, I love that you're saying this because, there are times that people are wondering, how am I doing this with, so many different things? But I do it. It's just,
Yeah.
it doesn't limit me from doing it.
Yeah, you're like, it's like breathing.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Everyone should be doing it. So you're a great role model. So when you and I connected to you on an energetic level because
Yeah.
I picked up on that.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I see is, with my live events, I can see you really being one of the presenters. I think you've got a lot of energy to share, and the wisdom and the experience that you have, I think it's incredible.
Yeah, when we're
Yeah.
game changers, people connect with us, as I had just said with you, on an energetic level.
Yeah.
Does she get me? Can she help me solve my problem? And will she get me to where I want to go?
Yeah.
And you have that gift, Marie. You're like, again, here's my catalog. What is it that you want? Okay, page 76 is how you do it.
I can see you on my movie that I'm working on. I've been talking to my videographer about creating this movie, and yeah, I can see you as one of those ladies. Okay, everyone, you've heard me. I'm talking about creating a movie, and it's been a long journey for me to get this movie. But you keep going forward, moving forward, and trying to find a way to make it happen, and you never quit on it. And that's one thing about me. Once I have it in my mind, I need to get it done. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I have to get it done. Anyway, I am very thankful that you're here. Thank you
you.
so much. And
you.
is there any way that they can get hold of you?
Yes, on Instagram,
Okay.
follow me at Corporate Dropouts with an S, corporatedropouts.co.
Okay, there you go. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in here on Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. And our next segment is going to be another guest for you, so don't go away, and we will be right back.
Unlock the power within you with Who Do You Think You Are? Delve into the art of personal branding and craft a legacy that leaves an indelible mark on the world. Learn from real-life experiences and actionable insights, empowering you to become a leader in your field. Get your copy now and embark on the journey to unleash your true potential. Now available on Amazon.
Looking to attract your target market without soliciting or doing the cold calling? Call Marie Waite and book your consultation. Branding gives you the power to create a unique and classy perception of your business for your target audience. A marketing plan without the right branding will always cost more, take longer, and tend to deliver subpar results compared to a well-branded business. Marie Waite is a branding strategist who formulates effective marketing and media programs to promote your business in building your name, brand, and legacy. Marie has over 10 years of experience and a proven record of creating strong brand content for business owners, entrepreneurs, and companies using her creative ideas, recommendations, and innovative programs. Book now at mariewaite.com or call her at 951-378-5316.
Welcome back to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show, and I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite. And today I have another guest for you. Her name is Pam Marcheski. Pam is the founder of Intentions to Actions Leadership. She's a certified MP coach, mindful leadership expert, and a former Fortune 500 executive. Our topic today with her is about leading from the inside out, real leadership in a noisy world. In a world that never stops talking, real leadership starts with quieting the noise inside. Pam Marcheski, founder of Intentions to Actions Leadership, believes the leaders performing at the highest level today aren't the loudest or busiest. They're the ones with the strongest internal leadership. She breaks it down to 5 essentials: calm, confidence, curiosity, compassion, and clarity, the traits that help people make better decisions. Stay steady under pressure and connect with others in real ways. Let's go ahead and welcome Pam Marcheski.
Thank you. It's great to be with you and your audience.
Yes, Pam. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Well, the last time we were together was at the University Club.
It was. Not too long ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you also did the event where you were the moderator and you hosted that event with some few city officials.
Yeah. That was a great
Is
event.
that something that you do all the time?
Well, I'm on that committee. Okay. So the business networking, the quarterly business networking for the University Club. And I've been a member of the club for 7 years now. Hard to believe. And just joined that committee recently. And I love it because it gives us a lot of good information about what's happening in our community and different opportunities. So,
how long have you been a member of University Club?
A little over 7 years.
7 years. So you're kind of like one of the foundations of that organization, is it?
Well, this is the longest I've ever lived in any city, in any town. So it's a little bit surprising to me too when I say 7 years.
Okay.
In my entire lifetime. But it's a wonderful place for work, but it's also just really become a gathering place of friends too. So it's a great community.
Okay. Well, I've read a little bit about your background. So if in your own words, how did it all start for you, journey-wise?
Well, start this in the company Intentions to Actions?
Yes.
Yeah. It started, I was in corporate retail for years.
Okay.
Did every job under the sun, 12 years at Sears, 13 years at JCPenney's. Loved it.
JCPenney.
Yeah.
Okay.
My last role with JCPenney's, I was the vice president for the Midwest, Northwest region.
Okay.
And I was living in Seattle, and I loved my roles in retail, and I'm really grateful for it. Me and my son got to move 14 different times, and lots of opportunity. But I came to that place where I was ready to make a change, and I wanted to actually move to California and to be closer to my son and my family.
Okay, so they lived here.
Yeah, well, my son did live here.
Okay.
And he no longer does. He's in Boston now.
Okay, so he moved after
Yeah.
you
He
moved.
rewarded me with a move to Boston, but we're quite close. I'm very happy for him. He's just doing well there. And really, when I moved down here, I had intended to probably go back into another corporate role. maybe in a different industry, wasn't sure.
Okay.
And as I was looking for where I wanted to really live, I took the course MPeak through UCSD, and I loved it so much. I really made a decision at that point, like, this is it. This is something that I know is missing in development. And I made the decision to stop my search for a new role and turn down a few things and hunker down and spend a year getting certified.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, it's been a great
You're
journey.
a go-getter, are you?
Well, yeah,
Yeah?
we get things done. Yeah, I've had lots of opportunities. So,
Well, with what you do, I mean, your personality and your way of doing things, obviously, this is what you help people.
I love it. I do love
okay.
that. Yeah. I love
So,
it.
so tell me more about the coaching or it's a coaching, is it? Or is it?
Yeah. I mean, Intentions to Actions Leadership, I have several funnels. One, I still do I do some business consulting and retail for sure. I love that role. I'm the Vice President of Retail Development for Liverpool Los Angeles Clothing. And then I do my one-on-one coaching.
Okay.
And then I offer MPeak and other courses and workshops in different corporate settings.
So tell me about what MPIC is.
So it's a mouthful if we break it
and
down.
why is it MPIC?
MPeak, well, it's Mindful Performance, Enhancement, Awareness, and Knowledge.
Okay.
That's MPeak. And it's really about mindfulness, positive psychology, and strengths, taking your self-performance to the next level. So it's really kind of that secret sauce and how to have the edge on a higher level performance and working and getting into that flow state, but also just how to show up better for yourself and others.
Okay.
And it was designed by the neuroscience department at UCSD, along with the mindfulness department. And it was tested with the BMX Olympic team. And it's an 8-module course, and each module builds upon each other. And it really incorporates ways that we can understand our nervous system better, the stories in our head, how do we deal with stress, how to work through obstacles, whether it's the stories in our head or actual physical pain, right?
Yeah.
A whole lot on that whole piece. It brings in a lot of compassion, positive psychology, but really allows you to create a roadmap for yourself.
Okay.
And this roadmap really lets you achieve a higher level performance when put to practice, because mindfulness is a practice. In a very loud, I always say, in a very loud external world, how you can tap into your own internal strengths.
Wow. Well, what kind of people have you helped? I mean, in terms of business career?
Yeah, I've been fortunate. I've been able to do my work with a lot of retailers, energy companies. I do right here in San Diego with Sempra Infrastructure. I'm doing an MPeak course for 30 of their people next week.
Okay.
So I love that it's being incorporated into some of the corporate settings. MPeak has been
So these are big corporations that you're helping.
big corporations.
So do you also help like individuals, like, probably they're like the CEOs or individually, like?
Yeah, I've offered MPeak for individuals as well.
Okay.
So as a group, right? So individuals can take it. Me and my partner are gonna put that out again in January, so people will be able to participate. Right now I'm solely doing it with corporate settings.
Okay.
Because that bucket's full. But we really want to give people an opportunity to take advantage of it as well.
Okay.
And especially starting off the new year, and just setting intentions for yourself and putting it into practice, because it is so powerful.
Okay. Can you share a story where you have taken a corporation or an individual to that kind of transformation with your process?
Yeah, well, there's lots of stories I could share. I think that when you guide people to tap into themselves and understand the chatter in the head and finding that pause, they see all kinds of differences in their life. So
Okay.
I have, many executives who talk about MPeak as being life-changing for them, not just in their work, in their relationship at work, but also in their relationships at home.
So you also get into that?
Well, it incorporates in.
Okay.
It's really difficult. It's not one of those where you just separate it out, right? You don't turn it off.
Yeah.
Your brain is with you all the time. Your nervous system is with you all the time. So the practices get incorporated in all parts of life, right?
Okay. So you get into any issues that they have within their relationship with other people? Yeah.
that's on them. That's up to them.
Okay.
Right? Like it's wherever it guides, what it gets guided there, right? If it's necessary. How do you show up and be really effective at work when you have so much going on in your external conditions, right? That might be personal. So sometimes it does get incorporated in. You know, I will tell you probably my greatest testimonial, though, in the power of mindfulness right now and what the mind can do and the practice is really my 84-year-old father. You know? And, you know, last year and he has chronic pain and it's not going to go away. You know, the cartilage is gone. And about a year ago, it wasn't the pain that was withering him away. It was his mind, you know, his relationship to the pain. So much so that he got down to 99 pounds. And to the point we had a picture where it would frighten you, you know, and his anxiety was through the roof. And he was just really struggling because his whole life has been about using himself physically, right? That's his whole worth. You know, when your identity is tied up in that and this whole relationship. And to the point where, you know, when I was with him, where he really had to hunker down and to stop fighting what was happening and build a different relationship and that mindset around it. And to build a different relationship with that. And to know that while he might not be able to do things at the same level, he can still do things and finding a different way. And it got to a point, I'm pretty bad, where he was in the hospital and had a panic attack. And I think I was so proud of him because he let me guide him through that, right? And just to sense into the breath. And he saw the power of letting the breath guide him back, you know, to some sense of self. And if you saw him today, it's unbelievable. And he's put on lots of weight. I was with him recently and he's out cutting wood again. And he's just doing it differently. So there's not a second of the day he won't have pain. But he's learned how to use his mind to adapt and adjust to it. And so when people say, oh, I'm too old for that or I can't, just not true. Just not true. It's been life-changing for him. And he would say that. I don't have to. He was my greatest testimonial.
So, you know, I have interviewed other people where, you know, they're very intuitive with their process of helping other people, and you have that too. So what are some of your special skills that people need to know about how you coach them, aside from what you just shared?
I think one of the things I think coaching is a really important thing today, right? So,
it is.
You know, in a very loud, you've got a lot of things coming at you, but to have somebody that can hold space for you in a safe way, you know.
Okay, that's the key word.
That's really important, right? I really have no judgment of what comes up for anybody because I think everything's inside everybody. We all have that potential. It's just allowing people to tap into what is it they need.
Yeah.
And it's not mine to fix. It's not mine to solve for. You know, it's allowing them to find their own way. So I like to describe it more as I'd like to guide rather than give. You know, I always say it's all inside. Guide, don't give.
Some
Trust
people
the
are
process.
fearful of sharing.
Sometimes.
And how do you allow people to open up and really trust you?
They find their way.
They find their way.
They
It's
just
just the way
do.
you communicate with them.
Yeah, they just find their way.
Okay.
You know, I don't have to tell them, you know, when it's right, it'll be right.
Okay.
It'll be
So
right.
you take your time with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the normal time frame for someone to really work with you?
It varies.
It varies?
Yeah, it really varies. And depending if it's a corporate executive, sometimes it could be 10 sessions and it could be practical leadership and some mindfulness, right? Because I still, you know, I do believe that we can't just say it's just sit down and be calm and, you know, all of that. You still have to know how to make good decisions, strategic thinking, drive results, all of those things. So it's the combination of all of it from the internal and the external. Sometimes it's a long relationship. I have some clients I've had for 6-7 years.
Wow.
And so
They're very comfortable with you.
It really varies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, your experience is so broad that you can really help anyone from a small business ownership and to a large corporation. I mean, that's just incredible of, experience that you have.
Yeah, I've loved these last few years in my company because I always say my life in retail gives you a PhD in human behavior.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in retail. But the joy of I get to now work with so many small business owners that own retail stores through the work I do with Liverpool. And to help guide them in anything that they need has been such a joy. Okay. But then also to get to be in a larger corporate setting. And yeah, it's been great.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a commercial break here, and we will be right back here on the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show with Pam Marcheses.
Unlock the power within you with Who Do You Think You Are? Delve into the art of personal branding and craft a legacy that leaves an indelible mark on the world. Learn from real-life experiences and actionable insights, empowering you to become a leader in your field. Get your copy now and embark on the journey to unleash your true potential. Now available on Amazon.
Looking to attract your target market without soliciting or doing the cold calling? Call Marie Waite and book your consultation. Branding gives you the power to create a unique and classy perception of your business for your target audience. A marketing plan without the right branding will always cost more, take longer, and tend to deliver subpar results compared to a well-branded business. Marie Waite is a branding strategist who formulates effective marketing and media programs to promote your business in building your name, brand, and legacy. Marie has over 10 years of experience and a proven record of creating strong brand content for business owners, entrepreneurs, and companies using her creative ideas, recommendations, and innovative programs. Book now at mariewaite.com or call her at 951-378-5316.
Welcome back, everyone, here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. We're going to continue our conversation with Pam in regards to her coaching. And so, Pam, what else is for you to do? I mean, it looks like you've pretty much covered a lot in life. Is there anything else that you like to do aside from coaching people?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for asking. I love, I've been looking at doing more public speaking too. So I've done some of that already. I love doing that. So I think, expanding on that. But I'm just really grateful for what I have right in front of me right now too. Mm-hmm. So it's been wonderful.
So what would be the percent of your time in coaching people versus speaking?
Right now?
Yes.
Oh, the work that I'm doing with in the avenues that I have is probably 80% more in my consulting and my coaching, and maybe 20% in actually public speaking or doing different workshops and training. Maybe about 70-30, I guess.
Okay. Have you thought about writing a book?
I actually did write a book 2 years ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I have a book out called In My Own Words.
Oh, My Own Words?
In My Own Words.
In My Own Words.
Yeah.
And where is it available?
It's available on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah. We're just making some modifications and revisions to it, but it's more of a guide. I always say it's in my own words to get to your own words. It's a mindful journey. And so it's a series of quotes and the meaning behind the quotes and really how to put some things to practice.
Okay. How did you love, working on that book?
It was great. I have a great partner. My partner Shane, we worked together for years in retail.
Okay.
He is brilliantly creative but just also supportive.
Yeah.
And so having him on the journey and him coming up with all the visuals, was fantastic. Yeah.
Is it so nice to have a partner that really supports you?
Yeah, he's amazing.
I mean, a lot of successful women out there, I've heard, especially in the real estate industry, because that's really majority of my experience. I've, heard so many women that they were very successful, but they ended up getting divorced and, having trouble with the relationship. I'm one of those people, actually. But at the same time, you get to understand the demand of the business, and then you realize that, you have to find a way to balance it. So what do you think of that situation for most of those women that are, ended up suffering some of their personal life?
Yeah, I think it is. If you're doing this on your own too, right? As a solo entrepreneur or starting your own business or being in real estate, it can cause a lot of mental friction, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of self-doubt, right? So that's where confidence has to come into play, trusting yourself. And it can be real challenging.
Yeah.
And who do you listen to?
Yeah.
There's so much out there that people don't want to offer advice. And I always just think that you got to tap into what is it that you really want, and finding that inner trust and knowing that your good enough is probably really an exceptional plan. You're going to miss something. And you got to learn to laugh at yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? So, it was me and my son since he's 4. And, we would move. People are like, how did you move to Alaska? I'm like, you just you gotta work with the conditions, right? And
Okay.
you gotta know what the conditions are rather than trying to fight the conditions or explain the conditions. But how do you work with those conditions? And we're really powerful when we can do that.
So what I'm getting from what you're saying is that, for most of these women that ended up, sacrificing some of their relations, just work with it and accept it or kind of move on. Is that what I'm getting?
What? Yeah, I mean, I think it's different for every woman,
Yeah.
right? But I think most often we spend maybe a little too much time fighting the conditions or not really what are we really talking about, right? Like, what's the friction point?
Okay.
Is it real or is it a story in our head? Is
Oh,
there?
that's true.
I mean,
It
right?
could
Because
be.
we all have a great narrator, right? We all
Yeah.
have a little chatterbox going on that's guiding us, right? That's the power of mindfulness, is that nothing that happens in the mind isn't felt in the body. And so if we can tap into what's the body picking up on and sensing and really take the time and not react to it and give into it, it's like, what's really going on? And then what are the conditions and how do I want to respond to that?
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean, have to give up everything. It's really taking a real strategic look at your life.
That's where you come in.
Yeah.
Because you ask those questions
Yeah.
and then they start really thinking, twice of
Yeah.
what they're doing and what their decisions are.
Yeah. It's very common, not just women, for men, anybody. When you're wanting to achieve something and you're not getting there, the result isn't there, it's very common that the first thing is we look for the external
Yeah.
explanation of things. Right? That's what the brain wants to do, right? It wants to know, it wants to explain it to make it go away. Because your brain only cares about getting rid of discomfort. It's there to protect you.
Okay.
So we look for the external. But I always say, stop looking for the external, and if we take radical accountability, what's really going on? And the external is just the explanation, but how do you want to work with that? That's why I say you got to dance with the partner you brought. Sometimes the dance is solo, sometimes you like the partner, sometimes you don't, right? But how do we change
Wow.
the steps a little bit?
You've got a very interesting way of looking at it. I mean, that is very interesting to me. I'm so glad to have this interview with you because you learn from people. I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
learning from you right now. It's you have a very unique way of saying things, and I think people will be really blessed by you.
Thank you.
That
Thank
is
you.
amazing. I love it.
Thank you. I'm blessed by them,
Yeah.
so the opportunity. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to give you this opportunity to talk to our audience and share whatever you wanted to share with them. So go ahead.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. It's been great to be with you and your audience. And, I think what I want to share is we have so much power within us, and we truly are amazing. Human beings are amazing. And there's a lot of chatter today, right? We have access to a lot of things externally. The real power is finding how to quiet the noise, external, and find the power within. And I think if you can find your calm, you'll find your confidence, you'll find your curiosity, your playfulness, and you really can take anything that you want in your life to the next level, but you got to do the inner work, and so that you can really work with the external conditions. The conditions will always change, right? So it's learning how to work with those internally, and that strength is so powerful, and it's accessible to anybody.
Wow. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we have Pam Marcheski, amazing, amazing coach that you wanted to be on your side. So if you want to get a hold of Pam, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Well, I have a website, intentact.com, intentact.com. It's intentions to actions put together. We just set the intention, put the actions together. Or pam@intentact.com.
Okay, there you go. And it will be, all the information will be available on the video. We will be streaming Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, under Building Solid Foundation. Make sure you subscribe to that. And we are also on KCAA Radio Network YouTube channel. Make sure that you tune into all of those streaming channels that we have. Anyway, this is the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. Thank you so much for tuning in here. And we are here every Sunday at 3 o'clock p.m. And Pam, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
in
It
our
was a
show.
joy. I
Yes.
get to be with you, and it's been a joy. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. And this is the Fabulous Lifestyle. We'll see you then.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.